Who don't know, could you tell us a little bit about what Enterprise Washington is, what you do, and your mission?
Yeah, absolutely. We're a statewide business association. Our membership consists of pretty much most every state business association, corporate members as well, and we also have individuals that serve. You guys are one of our most important members and are tremendous contributors to us in terms of particularly leadership. With Mark and Jan serving in leadership roles with us. Our role is we work with the business community and guide them towards the best political research and analysis that's done. We do on their behalf. And then we also go out and do with our PAC side of our operation what's called independent expenditures, where we go out and try to get those candidates elected to the legislature that are pro-jobs growth, pro-economic development oriented, so that when organizations like the Retail Association goes down to Olympia and lobbies the General Assembly, lobbies the legislature on business issues, we've got more friendly voices and faces that will understand our issues and give us a better chance to enact positive policies.
When did you join Enterprise Washington? And tell us a little bit, if you would, your preparation for this job. What kind of background do you have in politics?
Yeah, I joined Enterprise Washington April 2013. Prior to that, I was at a national organization where I went around the country and spoke about business issues and the political landscape and what was happening in Congress and state legislatures across the country, and did that for a few years. And then was also spent a considerable amount of time at a state chamber of commerce where I ran their political operation and PAC efforts, and then have helped several other state programs build their own, sometimes from scratch, their own political programs, their PACs, and independent expenditures. But I've been doing campaigns during this whole time period for almost 20 years now, and have run campaigns both on Republican side and Democrat side, trying to get good, solid pro-business candidates elected.
It would be, generally speaking, what have you found from your experience in terms of how well prepared candidates, perhaps pro-business people, are as candidates?
Huge range, and which is also a problem. We find some candidates that are they really understand and they know business issues right out of the gate. They've come from a business background. They've been entrepreneurial minded, and they really get it and understand it. And then on the campaign side of things, maybe they've run for office and they know what it takes to run a competitive, expensive campaign. But then at the same time, we have lots of candidates who they've never run a race. They're first-time candidates, which isn't all bad. I very much like first-time candidates, but they're very inexperienced on the campaign trail. And then their learning curve on business issues can be pretty great, particularly if they're coming from a background that they've never really worked in the private sector. Their learning curve is often very steep, which can be a very difficult thing to tackle when we try to work with them at the State House when they get down to Olympia.
What is the makeup of the current legislature? And what I'm getting at here is, how well do you think, as a body, it understands the needs of business?
I think it's an improving legislature on their understanding of business issues, but still, like their campaign or their background prior to coming to Olympia, again, a very wide range. We've got some that are staunchly pro-business. They're absolutely strong advocates, and they'll introduce legislation. They'll go to the microphone. They'll go and offer amendments to really support the business community and our issues and make the climate in the state much more favorable for someone to run a business and grow a business in the state and relocate here. Then we also have many on the other side that are just there's really no polite way to put it, but they're trying to beat in our brains at times and are really trying to push and enact policies that create more regulation, create more taxes, more hurdles to make a profit, to grow business, to create good, sustainable jobs in our state and what we're looking for, and make Washington continue to make us a great, desirable place to be.
Is there like a singular, oversimplified, I suppose, message that the business community needs to learn from your experiences, Michael, about how to achieve perhaps a more supportive or favorable makeup in the state legislature? One
of the things I always like to talk about, no matter what setting I'm in front of with the business audience, is get involved, get engaged. If you're not engaged and involved from the early stages of helping candidates get elected or allowing your own employees to run for office, and obviously we're doing a lot at the state legislature, but I'm talking at all levels of office and getting them out there and getting engaged and contributing time, resources, and effort to getting those folks elected. Be part of the process. If you're not part of the process, you're allowing those that may be adversaries to dictate the terms of the rules and legislation that's going to enact it and who's going to be in office. And so, one of my biggest, strongest messages is always get engaged, get involved, and play a role and be an advocate for your issues.
Are there any Enterprise Washington projects or initiatives that you might be able to let us in on a little bit?
Yeah, we're doing a lot right now in continuing our research and continuing what's called voter ID survey work around the state. We're reaching out to Washingtonians and wanting to know what their top issues are. How do they feel about taxes and regulation and government spending and social programs, and how do they want to see the state become a better state? And education issues are very important, transportation issues, and in the state. So we're reaching out right now, doing a lot of that engagement with the residents of the state, so that when it comes time to communicate back with them on where candidates stand on issues and on grassroots and how to get certain pieces of legislation enacted through our membership, that we have a better understanding of that. And then we also have a special election or two coming up that we may get engaged in this year as well. But a lot of also what we're doing right now is just ongoing political research and analysis.
I should ask, how has the battle gone, by the way, in terms of wins and losses out there on the campaign trail?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. We're coming off a very successful election cycle, where this last election cycle, there were 5 general election races that we got involved in, 1 in 2013 and 4 in 2014, and all 5 of those candidates won. So,
Michael, in closing, for those who might be interested in learning more about Enterprise Washington, can you tell us how they might be able to learn more or get in touch with you about it?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Please feel free to give us a call, reach out to us, send us an email. I'll just give you my own email address, michael@enterprisewashington.org. Please feel free to send me an email, give our office a call, and we'll be more than glad to reach out and talk with you.
I want to thank you for being here and helping us learn a little bit about the organization. Please remember to visit the Retail Association website to see and hear more videos and podcasts with newsmakers and members of WRA's leadership team. Thank you very much.